Okay, for City of Rot 1, back in 2005, I had to create a whole bunch of zombies all in one shot and have them animated. So what I did is I decided to flatten the layers of zombies. So for example, if I click off these, this is the original file from 2005 and 2006 when I created City of Rot. So I had one zombie. I put them all next to each other. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 right here. And then I went into the right click and I did a merge visible layers. And then that blended all these into this one layer you see here. And then I would go to the next frame of animation and then flatten that. And then the other frame and flatten that. And then I said, all right, let's keep adding more zombies. So then I added another layer here, and then that was animated as well. And then I just kept adding more zombies and more layers. And of course, you had to individually draw each zombie at first, but then once they're drawn, you could reuse them. And then finally, I created the final layer here. And that gives you an idea of why the whole city, you could fill thousands of zombies in the whole city just with this simple technique. And then once that's animated, you would go under image ready and they would have all the layers visible. And then you just click on the next frame and that last frame would be animated. And then you would switch this to all the different animations, because there were only 3 that I could really afford with an image ready from Photoshop. It was the 1999 program, and I used that to create City of Rot 1. And then if you wanted one of these zombies to get killed, you'd actually have to create a separate zombie. And then let's say this one got killed, you'd have to somehow remove him from this pack. So when he died, he'd be missing in this pack. So that was one of the tricks involved. That gives you a better idea for that. And we could just zoom in real quick for the different zombies, get a closer look at some of the detail. If you get too close, you can see it's starting to pixelate. But that gives you an idea. And then I would zoom the camera. You can see all the different zombies in there. If I had to pick some of my favorite zombies that I've drawn, let me zoom back out and I'll point them out real quick. This one right here in the middle is one of my favorites. I like this guy here. This lady is kind of cool for a zombie. That one's not bad. I kind of like that. The original zombie up there is cool. Let me just bring that layer up top. Oh, he's behind everybody. You can't really see him. And then, let's see. Yeah, so those are the ones that I like the most. I like them all, but those are the ones that really stand out in this pack over here. Alright, so I'm going to go to this zombie here and let me just click on this here. Actually, let me go to this zombie here. This is the chick zombie, the lady zombie. And let's see, I have the different layers here. Let me see if her legs move. Okay, yeah. So what I did is, back in this program, there were no skeletons or bones to work with like in Anime Studio Pro and Image Ready. You had to do all the animation right here with just these tools here. So let's say you wanted to have her leg move. I would just go under this leg here, and then I would move this pivot point up here, and then I would just pull this out here and then rotate it, and then there you go, you got your first movement. And then you proceed with this leg here under rotate, and then that would move her legs so she's walking, and then as they get together she's moving forward. And then you'd have to figure out, all right, well, how am I going to move the torso and everything else? And you could link all that together if you wanted. And then if you wanted to rotate it, you could go like right about there and then just rotate back, and you'll see everything rotate with it. Well, except for her face, which I forgot to click on. But that gives you an idea, and let me just undo that, of how tricky it was to animate within Image Ready back in 1999 through 2005. Actually, 2005 is when I created City of Rott, but 1999 is when I started using Photoshop, Image Ready on my own computer back then. But the eyes, you could blink like that. But that gives you an idea about her. And now I have this zombie here. This is one of my favorite zombies right here. And of course you could do everything I just showed you there to move this zombie. But I just imported it into this program here, Animating Studio Pro, which I never had for City of Rott 1, but then I applied for City of Rott Otherworld. And then what I did is I just added a bunch of simple connections here, just to show some basic animation. And then you can just press play. This is almost like a puppet, the way he's moving. But then that's like, let's say if he's chewing on some food, that's what it would kind of look like. And then I animated the camera going zoom in and out. Back in Image Ready, you couldn't zoom the camera in and out like this, so it was very limited. This program's amazing. Image Ready, you couldn't warp the bitmap image like you can freely here while retaining the image. So for this, I could actually go into this and rotate it like that. In Image Ready, if you did that, it'd be permanently stuck like this, and then you'd have to work with this image, or having duplicated the original right here, then you would just have to make a copy of it and then warp it like that to get that effect. But in this program, you don't have to duplicate anything. It's right there, and you got that effect right there. This is like really roughly done, but it gives you an idea of how much nicer this program was compared to Image Ready, which is more complicated. But it did have one advantage in that you could add more effects to a image and cut away from it and attach things to it after you duplicated it, so the original was intact. So if it was like a walker hitting this zombie's face, you could duplicate this zombie here and then use the cutting tool, cut out part of his face, and then have the brain there or whatever else as part of the cartoon animation, and then the blood effects and everything else. But that was a fun challenging process. And then Image Ready versus Anime Studio Pro version 8, which is now Moho Studio, I think it's called. So that gives you an idea there. But this camera is really nice in Anime Studio Pro. Of course, you'd have this in Image Ready. You could go left or right, up or down, but that was it. You couldn't zoom in or out at all. There was no such thing in Image Ready. So when you see a zoom, I'm actually duplicating the layer, and then I'm increasing the scale of that layer. So you're just seeing the increased scale to give the effect that it's zooming in. But in this program, you're actually zooming in and out, just like that, which is really awesome. And then you could rotate it like that. You couldn't do that in Image Ready unless you wanted to alter the whole image. And what's cool in this program is there's like a rotate the layer, so you could actually get some cool perspective effects in there. It's really awesome. Like if you wanted to rotate this image around and do all kinds of neat things. That one's really cool. That's called a rotate layer. And then this is a little weird. And then yeah, but that's about it for now. That just shows you a little of the process of City Rott and the zombies. I gotta see if I can find the file for the old guy, and maybe I'll get back to that. But that's it for now. Feel free to watch City Rott on DVD, and then City Rott Otherworld, and City Rott 2. That was computer animated on a really low budget. My computer couldn't handle much detail, so I had to really simplify it. But that was one of the alternate experimental animations that I did. The hand-drawn looks much better overall. But feel free to watch City Rott again on DVD, or of course it's on digital format online through Tubi TV and Amazon Prime and YouTube movies for the time being. That could change in the future. But thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the bell icon. Have a good day.